You're listening to No Early GGs.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 57 of the No Early GG's FPL Draft Podcast. I am back with Noah after game week 3, and we are feeling better than we did last week, right, Noah?
Yes, we are. This is definitely the season.
This is the season. So where are you at in the standings now? Oh, 2-1.
Not too bad. And thankfully, with this past game week win, shot me right on up to number 4 in our standings.
Yeah,
Tied for third, actually.
I didn't realize. So nobody in our league is winless right now. This is probably the most even I think our league has been through 3 games.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're right.
So there are 8 teams with 1 win and 2 losses, 2 teams with 2 wins, 1 loss, and then 2 teams with 3 wins and 0 losses. One of those is yours truly. I'm kidding.
Oh no, well deserved after 3 weeks.
Yeah, honestly, so I was telling Noah, I realized after we recorded the last episode that I don't think I mentioned I won by 1 point in the first game week. So I won the first 2 game weeks by 1 point. So I don't know if I should expect some regression at a certain point, but my point total is pretty close to some teams that have 1 win. So I should probably be pretty thankful at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 3 weeks in, I don't think we should be looking at the total points just yet. I mean, mine aren't horrible. I'm right behind you, Cam.
Yeah.
But no, I think we can give each other some leeway right now.
All right, I'm down. All right. How did your team do this week specifically? Who did you want to call out as the all-stars of your team?
All right. Well, that's gonna be an easy one. And I'm glad we're bringing back our segment of let's review the team in our league with the highest total points this week. So
Ah,
appreciate it. I actually tied with Matt total points. We both had 53. And I really just have mostly Matty Cash to thank for this one. 17 points, 2 goals, 3 bonus. And those goals were incredible too. I don't know if you
yeah.
had a chance to watch them, but oh my God, he worked for it. Would have gotten, he passed it to get it back. Matty Cash crushed it. Glad to see he's bringing it back from, I think, like 2 seasons ago. He kind of went on a goal
Yeah.
scoring bender, which was great to see. Then Rashford also finally put up some points with 2 assists, and Gibbs White as well with 2 assists. My team is just crushing this assist game. And lastly, Ward Prowse, probably the number 1 free agent pickup or waiver pickup this year, scored a goal. So I have those all to thank. And then last one, actually, I know I may have mentioned that I picked him up. Lyle Foster on
Mm.
Burnley scored a goal and got 1 bonus. So he subbed in for me because I didn't start him, but didn't even need him to sub in. I think I won 53 to like 35. So never really had a doubt that entire
Oh,
week.
strong words there. Also, I think Danjuma might have something to say about best free agent waiver pickup. Had a nice
I mean,
hit the
close
post.
to it if he didn't hit the post.
Yeah. Anyway, so I saw after I saw that we were playing each other this week, I was pretty thankful that Cash scored twice this game week because he is one of those players. Him and Watkins, I feel like whenever I play them, they always score double digits. So I'm hoping he got that out of the way this week, but we'll see. They seem to be on a tear. They have a tougher matchup this week, though, I would say. In terms of my team, we had a 45-point scoring week, actually. Udogi, Andreas, and Nicholas Jackson were my big scorers, and then Salah scored 5 points for the third game week in a row, which, I mean, I think we're used to like him having like 2 goal, 1 assist games, but if he scores 5 every single game, I would be kind of okay with that, I guess. But
Do
we'll
you
see if
mean
he
Yeah, do you mean 5 for like the next like 2 weeks? He's still in Liverpool?
Oh yeah. 2 weeks. You mean 4 days? I guess. Actually, I think the Saudi league transfer window is
Yeah,
longer, so they're
it's a
definitely
little
gonna.
bit longer. I think it's about 2 to 3 weeks. So I guess you got,
Yeah. What's your
enjoy Salah while you can.
Yeah, that's why I need to get all these wins out of the way before I lose my second draft pick overall.
Oh man.
If they had lost that Newcastle game, I mean, obviously there is still a threat of the Saudis paying however much they want. But if they had lost that Newcastle game, I probably would be a little bit more worried.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'd still be worried, but hey.
eh, I mean, this late, they have what, 4 days to sell him. They're gonna have to pay like 300 mil
I mean, I heard it's gonna maybe beat Ronaldo's offer, so
in wages, but not transfer fee to Liverpool.
no, yeah, I think I saw like 120
Yeah, there's
million.
no
So
way they accept that.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know. All right, we
Gonna
can
gonna
move
have to
on.
gonna have to
Sorry.
consult the Liverpool fans.
I
Whatever.
didn't think you were gonna I didn't think you were gonna respond to me, but maybe you're a little worried
Hey,
over there.
it was worth bringing up. All right. So let's get into the games from this week. We have Luton on Friday again. I don't know why, but seems like they're the Friday fixture, and they play West Ham. West Ham looked very good against Brighton. They do have some pretty bad fixtures coming up after this, so I think if you were going to pick up a West Ham player, it would probably be for this Luton game. They play City and then they play Liverpool, I believe. Um, are you this is an odd question. Are you worried that the way West Ham plays will be worse against Luton than it is against Brighton?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, like a common thing. If you play an opponent that's not as strong, you play down to their level. But FPL wise, I really don't think anyone has to worry about that because I I don't even think any West Ham defenders are picked up in our league. And with, their outlook for the season before the draft, I don't even know if anyone drafted any West Ham defenders. So
Yeah,
there's a chance that they don't play as well, but I don't think there's much to worry about. I do feel like Kurt Zuma is going to be like one of the top waiver pickups this week.
yeah.
So, or I don't even know who's been playing on their defense. I have not been paying attention to West Ham.
Emerson is another name.
Emerson, one of the big names popping out. Is Cresswell still there?
No, Emerson's been playing left back.
Oh, it's Sufal. That's right.
Yeah, Sufal's
So
actually picked up in our league.
interesting. All right. Okay. Well, either way, I feel like if there is a West Ham defender, someone's gonna, shoot for him. Me though, don't think I have any room for a West Ham defender.
You're not
And yep,
you're not dropping cash.
no, not Cash. And every other one of my defenders has been playing every game, so definitely can't drop
Yeah,
them.
I've got some defender problems of my own. Shaw red flagged, unknown return date, and then Botman yellow flag, but that one didn't look as bad, so we'll see.
Also, yeah. Also, I was completely kidding. I think two of my defenders actually played last week. So I have Martinez, who's actually been playing. Matty Cash been playing. Then Rico Lewis,
Did not
Gabriel,
play.
and Stones did
Ah,
not play.
yes.
So
Wow, two at the back.
it's the
Um,
strategy I'm going to use going forward. But yeah, that's all I have on West Ham.
on Luton, I don't think there's that much to say. Like, I have Morris.
You're going to start him.
He's probably the only player that I would play on their team simply because he takes their penalties and he's their number 9. He's good in the air, but they didn't really. I don't think they created a single chance against Chelsea, which I don't know if they'll create anything against a West Ham that looks like they're honestly probably better defensively. At least they looked like that against Brighton. So,
Number two in the table too.
yep.
Haven't seen that in a few years.
Yeah, I bet Rice is regretting leaving. Just kidding.
For a
Okay.
middle tier club.
Yeah. All right. Sheffield versus Everton. This seems like it's going to be a pretty boring game. Uh,
I mean, not after what we saw, that fight we saw with them put
yeah,
up against City.
I guess. Yeah, no, they're absolute heroes for scoring because I was going up against Ederson. So thank you,
Oh man.
Jared Bogle. Thanks for scoring. And the only person I've written down is Danjuma started. Everton did sign a forward, so we'll probably see him added to the game. I'm not sure when. Beto from Udinese. No idea how he's going to be, but Danjuma, I think, was the most dangerous player on Everton, but you seemed pretty invested in this game, so I'm going to let you take it away in terms of Everton.
Well, the Wolves Everton game from last week, I wasn't watching too much of, to be honest. Um,
You were giving me Danjuma updates every 5 minutes.
okay, well, that is because I knew that you picked him up, which I thought was actually a great pickup because in my other league, I picked him up too.
The truth
uh,
cothink I thought you were just being
hey,
a good friend.
Kim was so confused when I texted in the group like I think it was just that Denjuma was starting or that he hit the post. I think it was that he hit the post.
No, I
He said,
think
all
I think your first text was literally just Danjuma exclamation point before the game had started.
okay, because I did see that he was starting. So I mean, hey, I think that's
Yeah.
definitely a great pickup. Starting striker, and he's a mid in FPL. So
Yeah.
I mean, well done there. Picked him up. I was starting him, and if he scored that goal, I would have won in my
Mm.
other league. But because of that, he played well though. He hit the post. I think he had another chance as well that they just, jumped to on goal zone, whatever they
Hmm.
call it again.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that was it. I did hear about their other signing, so I don't know. I think I'd move on from Danjuma. Or are you going to keep him at
I'm gonna
least for another week?
keep him for the Sheffield game and start him. I think he has the good quality of like being kind of selfish when he's around the box, so he shoots a decent amount.
And
So
he's a number 10.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how he plays when the new striker is here. I probably will even keep him until that striker starts playing if he does start. So we'll see how he combines with him, but that might be a little bit too long. At least for this Sheffield game is the answer to your question.
Yeah, I mean, I think he actually did. He looked decent. He'll probably be in there for a little bit. Better.
Yeah,
He looked better than any of the other Everton players. So
that's not saying very much, but okay. We have City versus Fulham next. Fulham coming off a 2-2 draw with 10 men against Arsenal. That game was pretty ridiculous. And City are coming off escaping. Wow, both these teams coming off escaping a 2-1 win against Sheffield. I think the big person everyone's going to be talking about waiver wise is Doku for Man City,
mhm.
midfielder. Rodri scored again. He's probably worth rostering at this point, although his starting position so deep it seems a little bit odd. Um, and yeah, I don't know. What are your feelings on Fulham? I think they're like really the most confusing team because outside of that first minute goal and then the corner at the end, I really didn't think they were going to score against Arsenal. So I'm a little bit worried about me having Andreas.
Yeah. So Fulham to me is like a huge. I just think they're going to be way overrated moving forward because they have scored goals, I think, in every one of their past games. But when they scored in that first minute against Arsenal, like I didn't doubt that Arsenal was going to come back at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I was looking up something earlier, and I think they've allowed three first minute goals in their past 9 home games,
That's
and
crazy.
they've been to Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham. So kind of crazy. I think they ended up coming back in at least two of those three. I don't know about the Bournemouth one, or actually, I don't even know what the result was, but wasn't worried about them. Um, yeah, like Paulinho scored. I No, I'm staying away from Fulham. I drafted 2 Fulham players, and I could not have gotten rid of them quicker. I still have Vinicius, but I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah,
gone for
drop
me.
him. Yeah,
I need to
you
get
got
rid of him.
it. Yeah, I mean that's about it. I mean, I have Andreas, like I said, he went off injured. Obviously scored that goal that I can't believe that went in. Um, but I'm definitely benching them for this week against City, that's for sure.
Yeah, I dropped him in my other league, so
All right.
you should probably do the same.
No, I'm still we still have to see them get a penalty and see who takes it, but I think it's him.
True.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that it could be.
all right. Chelsea versus Forest. I'll give you a couple minutes to talk about Sterling at some point, but Gusto is another player to highlight, 14 points, 2 assists. And I also wanted to ask you, this isn't selfish at all. You think Enzo is worth keeping?
I knew that you were gonna ask me about him. I mean, no way.
No
I
way.
hate. I mean, what what did he do? How many points did he get you this week?
2 points.
Oh, all right.
Hey, he's
That was because
exp.
they kept the shutout, so you're lucky you got that extra point, but he got a yellow card. I mean, he's honestly just intentionally trying not to score FPL points.
Look, he's just playing the pass before the assist all the time.
I mean, he does have the
He
hardest
he
pass.
he should have scored. He should have scored in that game, if we're being real. I know it was Luton, but he's getting it forward more. So I'm probably going to keep him for this game and then we'll see. But I did want to highlight that Neto on Wolves did get an assist after you said he didn't do anything. So
I know.
if we're keeping this pattern, I'm playing Enzo this week.
That's why you wanted me to say.
Yeah,
That's why you asked me. I
you
get it.
walked right into that one.
I know. Well, Neto's available, so I think they have a pretty good matchup.
Yeah,
We'll get
I
to that in
wonder
a
why
sec.
he's available.
Can't believe you let me get in your head like that. No, I mean, good for Neto. I didn't
Yeah,
watch that goal, but all right, but no, we'll wait to talk about them. But Sterling looked unbelievable. I've been saying it for weeks. People, I've been saying that Sterling is beyond his peak, but clearly showed what he actually can do. I know it was against Luton, but Sterling's going to have a good season. He's going to score a ton of goals. His first goal was unbelievable. Just dribbled through like 4 guys in the box.
yeah,
So, yeah, no, Sterling's looking good. I also, Connor Gallagher, my opponent, picked him up. I was a little bit nervous because he was in the box a lot too. He looked like he was in more of like an attacking mid role, but it looked like both of them were. It looked
yeah,
like Gallagher and Enzo were up there. So, yeah, I mean, they look good so far. I'll give you that. Again, it was against Luton, but I'd give Chelsea, a few more weeks, see if they can keep it up. I think, yeah, Cam, this is the first time that you guys have been in the top half of the table in a while. How's that
yeah.
feel?
Feels like it should be expected, but it isn't. So gonna have to live
That's a
with it.
good answer.
All right. On the Forest side, Awani scored a ridiculous goal
Yeah.
against Manchester United. They ended up losing kind of miraculously, I guess. But I think Awani's picked up. He's probably him and Gibbs White are probably the only players I would still want from their team. But you may disagree with that. They also signed a World Cup winner in Montiel. So I think that's a little bit of competition for REA. But other than that, I think they're a tough team. I don't think I would start many of their players other than Gibbs White and Awani against Chelsea as well.
Yeah. Brennan Johnson is still not doing anything. So
Yeah, he just goes out
as
there and he
expected,
runs around.
he does. Let's see if Chelsea pay that, 50, 60 million for him.
Oh God, hopefully
I'm
not.
sure it'll be worth it.
All right, let's
But
move on
yeah,
from that thought.
Gibbs White, the brace of the assist last week. So yeah, he's looking good. Happy with him. But I'm with you. No one else really stands out. I think Awani made that whatever record we were talking about last week.
He
Scored
did.
in 8 Premier League games in a row. So congrats to him.
Pretty crazy. All right. Burnley Spurs. So Spurs have a good next 2 fixtures, I believe. So were pointing out that you didn't think Richarlison was a good FPL asset, and he went ahead and this was in our group chat during the game. Can't remember if it was before he fluffed his first big chance or his second big chance, but he hasn't looked very good. He is Spurs' starting striker as a midfielder. So would you ever even consider buying him low in a trade of any sort or no?
Personally, I would not.
For
And
for what reason?
I just, I don't know what it is. I just don't have faith in him to be consistent. I really liked him on Everton. I thought he was great on Everton, but ever since he moved over to Spurs, I haven't even like considered like picking him up or drafting him. Initially, it was because I thought, their top three were good enough, like Kulusevski, Son, Kane. So I was like, all right, I never, want a forward who subs in, anything like that. I mean, but he's just solidified his spot as just not scoring. And I think he just, complains way too much. Not the player I like to watch. I don't really want to root for him in real life, so
That makes sense.
I think it's more of a bias, but at least, this bias has been correct for this long. So
Outside of him, there are only two other players I wanted to highlight from this game. So Lyle Foster is one of them. I don't know if he's worth picking up in a smaller league. He's going to start for Burnley, evidently. Um, would
I mean, he
you?
scored. Come on.
Yeah. So I feel like if you want to chase those points and have another starting striker, I think it's worth picking him up. The other player is Sarr from Spurs, who scored last week, got an assist this past weekend. I don't know if we were the biggest fans of picking him up, but he seems pretty attacking. I mean, even their fullbacks get forward a lot now, so their center mids do as well. I think he's worth picking up as like a fifth mid. I probably would rather have him than Enzo at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think last week I said I wouldn't risk it on him, but we were proven, or I think it was both of us. Yeah, we were proven wrong pretty quickly there. There's something about the center mids on Tottenham. They just get goal scoring chances. Schoenberg scored a ton of goals last year.
Yeah.
It looked like he was playing the same position, and he was taken all year long. So usually you'd think he'd be in and out, but yeah, Sar looks like a great player, great attacking mid. So yeah, I would definitely pick him up if he's available.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We've got Brentford versus Bournemouth. Um, Brentford. What was Brentford's last result? Now I'm blank. Oh, it was
They
Crystal
tied
Palace.
Palace. Mhm.
Palace 1-1. And they're playing Bournemouth, who I think are still one of the teams to target in terms of defensive players, I believe. So I expect Brentford players to also fly off the waiver pile as well. I think a lot of them
Yeah.
are picked up in our league, but Rico Henry, Collins, Hickey, and I forget who the other one is, but Pinnock, I think, has been
Pinnock,
starting.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
I expect them to be big waiver pickups. I wanted to ask you about Kevin Schade,
Shada.
who scored the goal against Palace. Don't really know what to expect from him if he can consistently start. And Semenyo on Bournemouth actually looked really good against Spurs. So if you need a third forward, I would pick him up as well.
Yeah, Semenu and Foster, I think I was between. But watching that first game when Burnley played City, I just thought Foster looked a little bit better. So I was just going based on that. I'm glad I did. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard, I forgot his name already, but
Semenyo.
Semenu. I mean, I've heard everyone talking about him as their, primary attacker forward, but I guess I'm gonna stick to Foster for now. You know, reward him for scoring. He'll be starting for me, I think, this upcoming week. Yeah, because I don't have any defenders. Um, I'm giving away my game plan already. But and then yeah, for Brentford, I picked up Jensen last minute because of what happened to Enciso.
Yep.
That was really unfortunate. Picked up Jensen like one does when they need a midfielder last minute in our league. He's always available. But I am considering. I can't believe I'm telling you this, Cam, but whatever. I am considering swapping Shada for Jensen.
Ah, see, I don't think I'm wavering any midfielders, or actually, I don't know. I haven't actually considered what my specific moves are yet, but we'll see.
Convenient.
I mean, you can pick him first if you would go before me.
Well, my mostly didn't want to tell you because I know you like to plan based on. I guess you could have used some deductive reasoning, but I know you like to plan against your opponent's team a little bit. So
Yeah.
kind of out of that, I'll be going for a Brentford goal. I think regardless, you would have figured that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but everyone else on Brentford, I mean, Wisa obviously is going to be gone, and Buemo, but no, they're looking good. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would keep an eye out for any Brentford players.
Yeah. All right. Here we have next, probably the weirdest time to game for two teams. We have Brighton, Newcastle. Brighton losing 3-1 to West Ham, and Newcastle losing to Liverpool with 10 men 2-1 in the last 10 minutes. So both these teams, I think, will want to prove something in this match. Have your FPL opinions on these two teams changed at all due to their last two games or no?
Not really. I think, yeah, I think I'm still confident in both teams scoring goals and also confident in both team defenses. So the only thing about this game is I feel like it could be pretty high scoring. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, if I have a Brighton defender, Newcastle defender, I wouldn't be too excited about starting them. So yeah, that's honestly the only thing that I'm thinking about. I mean, but I also could see it being like a really tough defensive battle. Like I'm not too excited to see Isak playing against Brighton, but Brighton have let up goals, I think, in every one of their past three games. So yeah, maybe that could be a good sign for Isak.
Yeah. I mean, in Newcastle, I have Botman right now. If he's out, I'm a little bit worried because then I have three injuries as well, and I'm not too interested in starting Pau Torres against Liverpool, so might have to make some moves there. Not sure, but yeah, if Botman is out, then I assume it would be Burn and Target. Although they did just sign Lewis Hall, who is the left back, so I think Target would probably be the Newcastle pickup, but I don't think Botman will be out very long, and Brighton's not the best fixture if you want a defender. So I just said all
Yeah,
that.
that might work out well for you.
Yeah.
You have Mitoma
Yes.
and no burn, and then we keep it even because I
Yeah.
probably won't. I won't have three starting defenders.
Yeah. We should just decide to only pick up injured players and play like one player versus another.
All right, fine. I'll do it. You go
uh,
first.
all right. Moving on. I know we didn't really talk about players from that last match, but I feel like they're all picked up at this point.
Ooh, all right. Wait, I will mention Ferguson should have had an unbelievable goal off. I think it was just a cross, like perfect header straight down, but it was an unbelievable save. So
Yeah,
he
I
was looking
saw
good.
that. I didn't want to mention it, but he had 4 shots on goal and nothing from that, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
Not even one rebound assist,
all right. Well, it shows that he's getting shots on goal. So you know
True.
what? I'd be happy if I were you.
Yeah, I just don't want him to be playing up there with Welbeck. I'd rather him be like the top guy up
Yeah.
there with like
Well,
Pedro or Enciso. Not that that can happen for a while, but
I mean, I
whatever.
can take him off your hands if you're worried about him.
All right, cool. Um, Palace Wolves is next. Palace have some decent fixtures. They have Wolves, and then they have Villa in the middle, and then I believe they have Sheffield, I want to say. I know that their third fixture is pretty favorable. Anderson scored last week. I think in a smaller league, most of their defenders will be available. Anderson, Ward, Mitchell, and Guehi. Uh, I think they're the team I'm backing in this game, or do you have any reason to disagree?
Pedro Neto. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm with you. I think Palace is I think Palace is looking pretty decent. And we both think Brentford's good. They were able to tie Brentford, and I think they put up a great fight against Arsenal. So yeah, I mean Palace is looking just like Palace always does. But
Yeah, pretty
F-
much.
FPL wise, it's not a horrible thing. I feel like Anderson's gonna be picked up, especially because he's gonna shoot to the top of the free agents if he's available because he scored.
Yep.
But I don't think it's a horrible pickup if you need a defender. I don't see Wolves doing much. I mean, they scored in the last few minutes, but I can see Palace keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah, me too. All right, last two games are some good ones. Liverpool versus Villa. We saw Van Dijk get a red card. I saw somewhere that it might get extended due to the stuff he said to the ref after, but that's not
Wait,
really our issue.
I turned it on right after that. Did you see what it was?
The red card?
Yeah.
I mean, Isak, yeah, there was Isak who he fouled. Probably would have
Mhm.
been 1v1 on the goalie. So I thought it was a red, um, if we're being honest, but didn't really matter because they won. So uh, I'm expecting this game to be very high scoring. Van Dijk out. I believe Konate is still injured, so
Mhm.
no idea who Liverpool are going to play. Not even sure I would want to pick up their replacements at this point.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Villa, I mean, remember like a couple years ago when this game was 7-2 with Grealish going crazy against Liverpool? Um,
Oh man, I forgot about that.
but I'm saying all that. I mean, I feel like most of the players that are playing in this game will be picked up already. And I don't think I would want to start any defenders, which is why if I have three injured players and I have to start Pow, I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. A ton of goals. I would not trust Liverpool defense in this game at all. Whenever it's not, Virgil, whoever has been playing center back alongside with him, so like Kanate,
Yeah.
Robertson, Trent, whenever they have to just swap someone in for injury, it never goes well from past experience. So yeah, I'm with you there. I can see Villa just crushing them if they gain momentum quick.
All right.
So I think I actually do think it's higher probability that Villa keep a clean sheet than Liverpool.
All right. I mean, you have Cash, I have Pow, so I'm honestly probably fine with Pow, assuming you're gonna start Cash.
All right, we'll both start him. How about that?
All right.
You know I'm starting
Pow's
it.
turn to score two goals off a corner.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, last game, probably the biggest one. We have Arsenal versus United. Um, both attempted comebacks. United pulled it off. Arsenal unfortunately did not. I'm expecting Arsenal to come out firing to make up for the game that they lost points on last week against Fulham. Their lineup has been pretty set. You have Gabriel. I'm assuming you're going to hold him just because he's an Arsenal player that should be starting at this point. I don't know what Arteta's doing. So if I had Gabriel, I would hold him. And for United, Shaw got injured. He's one of my players, and Dallo started instead. Uh, and that's kind of like the news, I would say. Mount also injured, so Ericsson started and
Mhm.
scored. Is he worth picking up if he's available?
I think so. I feel like I have mentioned Ericsson in the past, and yeah, I
Yeah,
think I predicted the lineup last week, and it was pretty close. But Ericsson always is on goals somehow.
yeah,
I remember he had a bunch of assists last year. He was also undrafted, I believe, and then he was picked up and held on to for a while, then got injured again. But yeah, it seems to flow through him. So I think I would definitely pick up Ericsson if he's available. I don't
yeah.
know if I will though, Cam, because
Well, he's
you
already
have
picked up.
Rashford, but
He's
oh,
already
all
he's
right,
already
here
picked
it's
up. Yep,
gone.
yep. Having a 12 person league is tough.
Sheesh. I don't
Um,
even know. Well, yeah. But I do think for Arsenal, it's a little bit different now with Jesus back.
Ah, yes.
But I feel like the only one that's really going to impact is whoever owned Nketiah, and they must have known that was short-lived.
Yeah. I mean, actually, didn't our Nketiah owner have Trossard as well and drop him, and then he started?
I think he swapped Nketiah for Trossard.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he can do that exactly, but
Some version of that happened.
yeah, but ultimately, don't think Trossard is the most valuable because he didn't seem like he did much at that striker position. So I don't know. He's a tough one to leave out there, but I don't even know if I would want him, to be honest.
Oh, we miss anything? I think we did. We missed. So we had a Villa striker, Cameron Archer, go from Villa to Sheffield United. So he'll probably
Whoa.
be starting there. He was a starter on England's U21 team in the Euros. And Kudus to West Ham, we did not mention. I don't think he's in the game yet, but he would also be a pretty cool pickup. I guess West Ham probably pulled it off because of their Europa League, but it'll be interesting to see. He's definitely one of their more dangerous attackers now.
Interesting.
All
I'm
right.
writing down all these names. Gotta look them up afterwards.
Nice. Anything else that you wanted to cover this week, Noah?
Nope. I'm excited for our derby. This will actually might determine the standings after that. Who's going to jump up to second?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
if, pretty much I'd jump up to second if I beat you.
Yeah,
Assuming all goes well.
I don't think I've won one of our derbies since we started recording.
Nope,
So,
you have not. So
all right.
good sign for me.
All right. Well, we're just gonna end on that sad note, I guess. That is going to do it for this episode of the No Early GG's FPL Draft Podcast. Thanks everyone for listening.
No early GGs.